Here we are, man. We're back seeing a store again. I mean, here it is. Can you believe it? The hip hop home base. Here it is. Someone was always trying to break in at like 2 in the morning. After all this time, man, I cannot believe that they still have the Arrow, the hip hop home base. They took our sign off. We couldn't wait for you to get the mural off the wall, but they would never take that off. Take that off.
Cool shit, y'all. I feel like I'm in hell.
Yeah, we had all kinds of characters in here.
Respect the architect. I see Unruly, I see Hard Knocks. I see Javier in the place. I see Mike Curry, DJ True Skills.
Crackheads loved this place. They could come in here and sit on the couch and warm up. A lot of times we'd have to shoo them out of here. All the prostitutes out there. I got to know a couple of them. Kind of kept an eye on things, so to speak. And I would watch them too, you know, so we all kind of had this like little relationship where we were, you know, all keeping an eye on each other. Yeah, it was all simpatico. This isn't the nicest part of town, especially at night. We just say, you know, we belong here. We'll put the store we want to put it. When we found this place, it's like, oh yeah, perfect. It's just the biggest wreck ever. I mean, it was just awful. Once we signed the lease, we were open in about 4 or 5 weeks. I went to about 8 or 10 banks and was rejected by all of them. Mike had his record collection that he was going to put in here to donate as his contribution to the store. We did it, you know, shoestring. Like it's now or never. I always knew that it would happen. Mm-hmm. I just knew it would happen. One of the few times, you know, in my life that I felt real confident that something was going to happen that I wanted to do. We were so excited. The way it looked in here was fantastic. Just couldn't wait to start buying all the records and tapes and stuff to put in here. It was such a great library. We didn't just have 1 or 2 albums by artists. We'd have the whole catalog. People would come in here and they would just freak out. I got this cash register and I didn't know how to use it, so I'm reading the manual as fast as I can. You know, there's people out front, you know, and I'm like, oh, hold on, you know, and they were leaving. Having customers was incredible. I mean, we actually did this, and people are actually coming to what we made. I was just so excited, I couldn't believe it. And then the next day was our first open mic. You know, from there, the trajectory of the store.
And that open mic was not planned.
We had talked about, you know, we would want some live entertainment. Jay just started rocking it on the turntables. They jumped on the mic and started passing it around, and we were just like, this is it. This is the deal. We found it. You know, this is going to happen. And that was day 2. I mean, I wanted it to be a profitable business. We had an ultimate goal of we wanted a record label. We never changed our charter.
I'd rather make music that's chartless than music that's artless.
We wanted to be successful. That's kind of sad that didn't happen. I think we made some mistakes that, you know, just from being kind of ignorant or naive. Maybe we stuck too close to our guns as far as being not selling out.
But look how jazz went from Coltrane to Kenny G.
What led to the closing of Groove Shack?
Most of us cut our teeth and sharpened our swords at the Groove Shack.
Margins were razor thin to begin with. Yeah. We were buying a 12-inch for $4 and selling it for $5. We had these big box stores coming in that were selling a bunch of stuff for Lost Leader. They were selling CDs for less than what we paid for them. We were paying, say, $10.50 a CD, and these guys were selling them for $9.99. We had the DJ contest. We, you know, paid the winner. We had the very first Hip Hop Expo, and we spent, you know, hundreds, and we kept spending money. We'd have an open mic here. There'd be 100 and some people here. We'd sell 1 record that night.
Not everybody had a lot of money to spend.
Closing of Groove Shack.
They were shocked. They were stunned. They couldn't believe it.
They were mad at us.
They were mad.
There's still, some of them are still mad. 2 or 3 of the guys saying you need to open that store up again.
This is a Groove Shack reunion.
People didn't understand that they needed to buy the stuff that was in here to keep us going.
was
How
a
many
business,
times would
yeah.
guys come up to that counter, lay records down, and say, give me a deal? We got that a lot.
So you guys saw the end of your dream with this record store. That's sort of like a childhood dream that ended for you. On the last day that you were open at Groove Shack, were you both here?
I almost got killed, actually. I was getting robbed. I carried a gun, and I had it here, and it was loaded. That was like the ultimate ending to the store. I had just gone through the worst month of my life, basically closing this store and selling everything off and telling everybody I'm in debt and I can't go on, and that's why.
It was sad. It was really sad.
I recollect when hip hop came from the inner city nation till we got pushed out like music gentrification.
If you could pick just one of the hip hoppers you think that Groove Shack had the most influence or impact on, who would that hip hopper be?
Kids who weren't even around when the Groove Shack was open, they still talk about it.
It's Groove Shack. That's in the best era of hip hop, period.
RJD2, when his first album came out, he thanked Marty and I in the Groove Shack.
Quince.
Who would influence the most? It might be Damon. It might be drastic since he lived right behind us. Intellect, Derek Baldwin was what he proclaimed to be was the mentor for the city. He was the teacher. There was nobody like him. There still is nobody like him. Copyright and Camus were so talented. We knew that when they were still in school, when they were 16 or 14, 15 years old. We knew that they were going to be stars.
Still hitting fire that like most chrome grills, hitting higher than Mike Jones' phone bill.
Incoming factions from other cities and other shit, and cats over there, cats is a shit in their city.
You know, kids today kind of look back like, oh gosh, I wish I was there or something. You know, I wish I was in Columbus between 93 and 97.
Yeah.